Buckle up, because this mofo is out of his mind. Mick Philpott was born in 1956 in Derby, England. On the surface, he looked like any working class man, but behind closed doors, he was a predator. At 19 years old, he met 15-year-old Kim Hill, the first woman who would fall victim to his violent, manipulative ways. Over time, the relationship turned dark. He became controlling, violent, and terrifying. There were nights where Mick would return home from the pub, accuse Kim of cheating, and beat her mercilessly. One night, in a crowded bar, Mick smashed Kim in the mouth with the thick end of a pool cue, and no one said a word.
If nobody said anything, that's insane.
No one in the whole bar said anything.
That's insane.
And like her mouth was bleeding. Apparently the bar was packed and everyone watched. So this was like a normal thing for him to be abusive.
Good though.
To Kim. So when Kim finally worked up the courage to leave him, he retaliated violently. He broke her arm and fractured her leg with a hammer.
Dude.
She managed to escape, and in July 1978 sent him a breakup letter, but Mick couldn't let it go. He waited until her father left for work, broke into her home, and stabbed Kim 27 times. When Kim's mother tried to intervene, Mick stabbed her 11 times.
Gosh.
Kim's mother managed to call emergency services, and when police arrived, they found Mick still holding the knife, sitting on the steps, and he casually said to them, "Don't bother, I've done a good job on her." Basically alluding to the fact that, like, she's dead. Don't even bother going upstairs. Just take me, because I clearly did it. And
he clearly didn't care that he did it. He clearly was just there to be like, here.
Yeah, just take me away. But they go upstairs, and Kim miraculously survived. And so did her mom. Mick ended up getting sentenced. Guess what his sentence was? Well, first of all, what do you think his charge is? So she didn't die. So it's not murder. So what do you think his charge was?
It should be attempted murder.
Okay.
It should be assault. It should be something
How
about
many
breaking
counts
in.
of this, though? Breaking in.
Right.
And he also did this to the mom when the mom tried to help. So this is 2 counts of attempted murder,
each.
2 counts of assault, and 1 count of breaking and entering, right? Okay, what do you think his prison sentence was?
Based on this question, I'm going to say some dumb ass sentence like 2 years with possibility of probation.
Mick was sentenced to 7 years in prison. Guess how many he served?
Probably like 3, 4.
3. Mick served 3 years in prison for this.
Because of good behavior.
Yeah, which I think this is not even the craziest part of the case. And this is not even the main part of the case. This is just a backstory to his menacing ways, and that if he had actually served a prison sentence that most people would deem worthy of him to serve, the rest of this would have probably never happened.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But because it didn't, a villain. I was going to say a villain was born, but he was a villain.
He was already a villain.
He was already a menace to society. While in prison, he wrote letters to Kim constantly, apologizing, manipulating her, basically,
gaslighting her.
Gaslighting, saying like, hey, I'd never do it again. When I get out, we'll get married, all this stuff. She ignored it. When he gets out, he marries a woman named Pamela Lomax, but nothing changed. The violence, the control, the abuse, it was all still there. Pamela later said that she'd hoped that he would eventually leave her for another woman just to escape him. And that's exactly what happened. In the 90s, Mick went on to meet a woman. My fault. A girl.
Oh my God.
By the name of Heather. I can't pronounce her last name. It's Kehoe. Ko. A 14-year-old girl when he was 37. On her 14? Yeah, she was 14.
Dude,
on her 16th birthday, she ran away with him. They had 2 children together. And of course, Mick was abusive.
No surprise.
Like he was in the past.
Right.
And Heather eventually built up the courage to leave Mick, but Mick constantly kept alluding to the fact that, hey, if you leave, you'll end up just like my other ex, but this time you won't survive. So clearly, she was afraid. So she lied to him one day and she was able to escape with her 2 kids. And they fought in court, and
She won custody.
no,
She did.
Heather eventually left Mick, but he fought her in court and took custody of their kids.
Oh my goodness.
Which continued his wicked pattern of control.
Yes.
Now, fast forward. It's the year 2000. Mick meets Mairead Duffy. Now, this is where we get into the real nitty gritty of like, what's the Mount Everest of his crime. In 2000, Mick met a woman by the name of Mairead Duffy, a 19-year-old single mother who had just escaped another abusive marriage. And a year later, he met a woman by the name of Lisa Willis, a 26-year-old orphan single mom. By 2003, Mick married Mairead, and Lisa was the bridesmaid at their wedding.